Many of the asylum seekers forced to sleep on downtown Toronto streets earlier this month have now been relocated. Some have gone to churches in the north of the city, while others have been temporarily put up in hotel rooms. Lorenda Redekop has the latest on their situation, including those who have chosen not to go.
This is what I come with.
Kelvin Ephraim arrived from Nigeria last Friday, pleading asylum, he says, due to his sexual orientation.
Life is being threatened there.
He says he spent 3 nights sleeping on a chair in a Tim Hortons.
It was hell. My legs everywhere, it's full of pain.
Now he's staying inside a church in North York, but there's no more room here. People are hoping to be moved to hotels or elsewhere. Mayor Olivia Chow told CBC Radio's Metro Morning that some asylum seekers were already moved.
They are beginning to take people that have been on the street into beds. And there's one hotel where we had Ukrainian refugees, and it's near the airport.
The city says so far 65 rooms have been secured for 130 people, and that they're working to increase that. So 250 people have a bed. The Red Cross confirms it's supporting the city on emergency lodging and addressing basic needs. But that asylum seekers first have to contact the city's central intake office. Outside that office on Peter Street, some people continue to sleep outside, some preferring to stay here rather than at one of the churches.
We are caring about our hygiene, first of all. We have only 2 toilets. Imagine 150 ladies having to share only that toilet.
Last night I spoke to a Muslim girl who went to the church and she came back. She said, well, I don't feel comfortable going to the church. I want to sit here when the shelter is available for me. I will go.
The Black Canadian Homeless Foundation says it managed to find hotel space for 16 people.
For the first time in weeks, for some of them, they were able to have a peaceful sleep. But this is only for a few days. We need support.
The city says it's working to formalize support coming from citizens, whether that's a bed for someone to stay or any other type of support. Details on that are expected on Monday. Lorenda Redekop, CBC News, Toronto.
And for more, we are joined by Loli Rico. She's the executive director of the FJC Refugee Center. So, Loli, you've been spending time with the group of refugees that relocated to the churches. How are they doing right now?
Well, at least they have a roof, and there is really nice to see that the community and the civil society have been stepping up and helping them to stay in the church. It is a little bit as usual when you are not used to run like more than 200 people, a little bit chaotic, but people have the possibility to really have a place where they can sleep and also feel a little bit safe.
And how would you like to see the 3 levels of government working together to solve this issue?
Well, one of the things that we have been proposing, and we really welcome the Mayor Olivia Chow proposed, that is the reception center, where we are looking at the 3 level of government. They can put a reception center where refugee claimants can get there, and they can have not just the possibility to be allocated for beds, but also they can have all the services, housing, and also to help them through the refugee process. And I think that's something that the 3 level of government, they should really put a little more funding, as the city and the province right now, they are putting money to start with the Canada Ontario housing benefit, because shelter is just an emergency shelter, but needs to, after that, to find an affordable housing.
Mm-hmm. And Loli, while these churches and hotels have offered a short-term housing solution, what long-term solutions are needed to solve this problem?
Well, it's 2 solutions that we will require. One is that they can have subsidies like the Canadian Ontario Housing Benefit that can cover and help them to pay the rent, because right now the affordability is not possible, and also that they can have access to rent gear income housing in a way that they can have a housing that is really that they can live with dignified. The other element is that the province of Ontario should increase what is Ontario Works, the social assistance, because at this moment, the shelter allowance that they have is not possible that you can find. For example, a single person will receive $400, and right now for a bed in Toronto, people is paying in a house for around $1,000.
All right, Loli, just one last quick question for you. What more needs to be done today?
What we need to do is two things. One is to really organize and put together the reception center. And second, also to invite the developers that they can, because there is a lot of construction happening in Toronto, that they can assign some of their apartments for affordable housing for people who are in the shelter system.